What's good, y'all? Today I'm back with another Type Soul video. I know, crazy. Haven't seen me here in a while, but it's not gonna be that positive, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you, cause this is the breaking point for Type Soul, really. And before we get into that, I'd just quickly like to ask you guys to go down and subscribe because only like 2% of you guys are subscribed to me right now. It's free and it helps out the channel a lot. We're almost to 4K subscribers. We're less than 200 away. And after that, I'm gonna get to 5K, and then I'm gonna have a bunch of content creator roles and a bunch of different games. I'll be making a bunch of content for you guys. But right now, what I want to talk about is a non-biased standpoint of I haven't played Type Soul. I don't care. I don't really care about it anymore. But this has allowed me to kind of step away from the game and observe this from a neutral view. And what I've seen is that this game isn't heading anywhere good. We're at the same point that we were 9 months ago. The game is dry, repetitive, and any content added into the game is just obtained the same way. And the analogy I made in my previous video of why Type Soul is boring, you were just beating the same old log with different tools each update. This log is just getting smaller and smaller. Like, we're beating a log with a stick at the start, then we get to a metal, then we get to an axe, and now we're at a chainsaw. But eventually, there's not gonna be a log left for you to cut at. You're gonna get bored. You're gonna like dry out. There's not gonna be anything to do, even if there's new content. Because Serum V that they added, Dimensional Shard, everything they add is a rare ass drop. And this kind of like makes the issue of if you want to make a good build, you need these things. If you want to be strong, you need these things. But to get these things, you have to fight people who already have these things. So if you're not getting carried by a bunch of people who also have the said items and are trying to get to you the items, the likelihood of you beating someone who's fully specced out with nothing of your own is almost impossible. Like, you can't really get anything without fighting players. There's no PvE aspect to this game. It's almost impossible to really get anything other than like maybe doing raids for 5 hours, getting like 10 legendary items, and maybe then looking out at the legendary or mythic random NPC, which by the way you won't. I promise you that. The bitch is a scam. But I'm not even gonna really talk about the whole drama that's happening, cause bro, Type Soul drama always happens, and I am not the kind of person to cover drama or that much anyway. I'll comment on it before we get into everything else. It's kind of weird, Cetro, that you're banning players permanently who are trying to speak on the matter. It's kind of stupid in my opinion. They haven't really done anything. They're just talking, which, sure, ban them all you want, but then don't try to unban them when they threaten to make a video on you because let's put our guns down. You shot the man. You banned him, and now you're just trying to bandage it up. That's not how this works. That's not how the world works, Cetro. You're naive. And I don't care what you think I am, if I'm irrelevant, if I'm this and I'm that. Go ahead and ban me. I don't give a rat's ass. I've stepped away from this game for now. I've talked to Balboa. I've talked to a bunch of other people who share the same opinion. The game is dry, and we don't have much. We don't have much hope for Hellverse. I'm gonna be real with you. If you've been sat there and thinking about that Hellverse will save the game, you just have to hold out to Hellverse. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's observe the game. Why I think this is not just a hating standpoint. Let's observe why I think this much. First of all, as I mentioned, everything that's new content is extremely rare. Items that are extremely rare through clan wars, which you can't obtain normally because people who get these items early on will then proceed to grind for even more items and then outclass you because you don't have said items. The same is with ranked. So you're just sat there getting your ass beat thinking, how do I progress? And then the player quits because they cannot progress. They literally cannot win. And there's no PvE aspect. And the PvE aspect that there is, raid bosses. Be honest with me here. Have you ever fought a raid boss and actually committed to 1v1ing him without comboing the living fuck out of that boss? And I don't mean just normal combos. I mean combos that inhibit their movement at all. Because me and you, we both know if a raid boss gets on you for more than 2 seconds, you're not going to be much left. There's not going to be much of you left. You're going to die pretty quickly. And even then, even if you beat this extremely difficult boss to beat, which that's not an argument, that is a fucking fact. These bitches are extremely hard to beat. Even if you beat them somehow, which, by the way, they have like 400 different iframe moves. The new one they added, the fist guy, was the Black Flash and the Raging Demon. Dusts, brother. Brother, what the fuck? He has like 5 iframe moves, 2 nukes, infinite dusts to use on you or ultimate moves. Literally, the dude has like 5 iframes. First of all, what in the why are we giving raid bosses iframes? Raid bosses are supposed to be heavy, clunky, powerful monsters that you have to jump, but at the same time, they give you time to avoid. For example, they have big AoE attacks that have like an area marked out. But at the same time, if you're trying to use a big attack on the monster itself, if you're using like a Grand Ray or Heiren or like anything that aims, like that you have to aim with your mouse, if you're using that in the area that you have to fight them, it will shoot upwards. Or just get stuck in the air. So then you can't even use projectiles to kind of kite them. All you have to do is glitch it. Like most people just glitch it, just bug it out, and then fight it that way. Or M1 method it, despawn method it, spam range attacks at it. But when, like, what do you do, right? Now imagine that. But instead of all of that, you have no more of those. You have no option to M1 cheese it because hell monsters don't look M1 cheesable. Let's be real, they are pretty fucking scary looking, and they are big as shit. Which is putting in the same aura as like a world boss, right? And explain to me the last time you actually saw anyone 1v1 Jadambo or respectfully fight this man for more than 10 seconds without getting absolutely fucking railed for all their HP. And I'll spoil it for you. You haven't. That's like fighting Bawa 1v1. It doesn't happen. These bosses have no tell. They have no tell for when they attack. They just kind of attack. And with Type Soul's fighting systems, with how dodging and parrying and blocking works, it's not going to work out. All these bosses guard break. You have to parry them. You have to dodge them. But at the same time, that won't work for you. Because they don't have good parry or dodge frames. They don't have them wide enough. So, you just end up dead. Now, each update, as we get disappointed by balance changes, we get disappointed that new content is just the same old shit each time. You sit there like a good little boy waiting for them to release Hellverse because Hellverse is sure to fix all your problems. And I'm here to tell you, do not hang on to that hope. Expect the worst and be happy if it's any better, because that's what I'm doing. My expectations could not be any fucking lower for this game. I have a feeling that it's not even going to make it to Hellverse. I have a feeling it's going to dry out way before then. It's going to be at a few K players. Maybe it'll revive for a little bit, but then people will realize that Hellverse is just going to be another fucking mess with permadeath involved. And yeah, imagine fighting a raid boss, but instead of just normal strikes, it was permadeath. By the way, why are we including permadeath? First of all, permadeath cannot be included in a game that isn't designed around permadeath. Because permadeath games need this thing called replayability, where you can enjoy playing the game again, because there's a lot to do. For example, Depoken, open-ass world, you can do whatever the fuck you want in your second life. Type Soul? I dare you. I dare you do something other than do missions. Go ahead, get to elite grade. Like, be for real, it's elite grade in Clan Wars and Rank. That's all you do. It's a Battlegrounds game. And permadeath in that just isn't good. It's not good, man. Like, it doesn't have replayability. It doesn't have the necessary properties of a roguelike game. You can't just throw permadeath in there because Deepwoken did it, because Rogue did it, because this and that. Permadeath is not a good fucking idea. It's really not a good idea, bro. Like, horrible at... Oh my lord. Whatever. Even if it's choice. Like, bro, even if it's choice, be for real. Every time a game has said, there is a choice. Has there ever really been a choice? They're gonna include some crazy ass cosmetics, some crazy ass fucking cool items, some crazy ass fucking powerful items in permadeath, and then just say, oh, but it's not necessary because this, and then it's some bullshit. Yeah, from a non-subjective standpoint, I don't think this game is lasting that long. Hellverse is not gonna save it, unless it really is some OP thing. Like Balboa told me, he doesn't really know much, which, yeah, I guess he's not really a developer, but which is fine. I mean, we don't really know much. I talked to a bunch of other people. One said that, you know, it's gonna change the game a lot. Like, the gameplay will be completely different. He said if Type Soul is around like 3 or 4 on out of 10, it might go up to like a 8. But I don't know how much I believe that. I want to believe in him because I think he's a very good guy. You know who you are if I'm talking about you. But yeah, that's really my outlook. Expect the worst. maybe we'll get something good, but I highly doubt it. I've put my trust in these devs day out and day again, but they have disappointed us each time, so I wouldn't really trust in them myself. But you can do what you will. Join my Discord. I'll be doing a lot of giveaways and shit, and see ya.